Alright, we'll do this. This is a conspiracy on Disney. Here's this video. I don't know when in this video there's going to be something reportable. Probably the second they bring up QAnon. But, like, keep the link handy so we can report it so we can get this channel deleted. Because Follow the Cabal, this channel, has been deleted multiple times. And they keep making new ones. And I'd like to help YouTube to delete this one. So...
The name Disney is synonymous with clean, family-friendly entertainment, evoking images of colorful characters and smiling children. But there's more to the House of Mouse than meets the eye. Most are familiar with the notorious...
We have not had word salad yet, no.
...this mind control program known as MK Ultra.
Disney movies are not related to MK Ultra.
Which later evolved into Project Monarch. But what is less known is the alleged role Disney movies and parks play in this.
Did I hear about the 13-year-old autistic boy that got shot by the police? I did. I'm not shocked. The police are trash.
Nefarious program. Not only is Disney programming a staple of Monarch mind control, some victims even report being taken to Disney parks for programming.
Hey guys, we need a secret facility in order to brainwash people. Where would be an inconspicuous spot to do it? Oh, well, we have the most trafficked theme park on the entire planet. We could go there. Yeah, sure, fine. Let's do that for some reason.
And a great number of
imagining a Disney cast member, like, a Disney cast member, like, getting ready for their like time to go up, because if you don't know, Disney World is raised, right? There's a series of stuff underneath Disney World. If you notice when you go into the park, you go up a little bit, and that's because the entire park is sort of on the second floor, and the first floor is underground tunnels and stuff, so cast members and different workers for Disney can get place to place without actually walking through the park. I'm imagining them in their underground tunnel system, getting ready. They have, like, their Mickey Mouse hat, their helmet, you know, ready to go, and they're just, like, looking into the room, and Shia LaBeouf getting brainwashed, and they go, I don't get paid enough for this shit. Go up and talk to kids. Tunnels? Yeah, they have tunnels. Yeah, that's, like, a known thing. If you watch, there's some Disney documentaries that go into it. I really love theme park YouTube. That's like a guilty pleasure of mine. It's not something I talk about a ton, but I really, really like theme parks. And I love theme park YouTube, so I know a little bit about it. Old enough to know more better. Thanks for subscribing. 4-month streak. Yay, 4 months. I needed the serotonin boost today. Well, I hope the boost is good. I don't get it. Disney is filthy rich. Why do they need to be part of a cult? I know, right? Doesn't really make sense. Defunct Land? Oh, Defunct Land's great. Defunct Land's my favorite channel that does, like, theme park stuff. He just, like, for one thing, the guy who does it, Kevin Perger, has a great voice for, like, YouTube. And secondly, it's always, like, really well researched. I like his, like, he's got a decent sense of humor, but it's not, like, pervasive, like he's trying to get a joke every other sentence. It's, like, it's informative, it's a little funny, really well edited and put together stuff. So go check out Defunct Land if you, want to. Lots of really great content over there. Daddy Sume, the cult is what made them rich, and now they're indebted to it. Yep, that must be it.
Disney stars show signs of having been subjected to this form of total mind control.
Okay, Shia LaBeouf just likes to do, like, avant-garde modern art things, which is a little weird, but, like, hey, he's, like, rich and competent, so he can do whatever he wants. And Miley Cyrus, it wouldn't surprise me if being in show business around that time and she was young, I imagine she was used by Disney. I don't necessarily mean for, like, abuse satanic purposes, because that's ridiculous, but I mean, it's a hard life being a child star, and I imagine that puts a lot of stress on people. So, I don't know. Shia is wild, yeah, he is.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capital.
Reaper indoctrination confirmed, hashtag Sovereign did nothing wrong.
And that's why people like Britney Spears and the Mouse and Tears just went nuts.
MK Ultra.
That has to do with, like, never living a normal life, yeah, but that's not, like, a mind control thing. That's a stress of being a child star thing.
Mind control rules in Hollywood.
So what is Disney's connection to the intelligence agencies? Is the CIA working in tandem with the Disney company to create mind-controlled celebrities?
No.
Find out as we investigate the dark side of Disney. To produce the realistic alter personalities required for Monarch mind control, programmers need highly immersive, realistic fantasy worlds into which victims can dissociate.
Where is this information coming from? Like, your butt is not a valid source of information. You can't just say things. Tatsuyo dragged Neil with 5 bits. I have a friend who works at the park here in Florida, and I haven't heard of the mind control. Maybe she's just not high enough to know, though. Apparently, the people who made this video saw that movie Escape from Tomorrow and thought it was a documentary. Have you guys seen Escape from Tomorrow? It's trash.
Two of the first movies they chose were Wizard of Oz and Disney's Alice in Wonderland, which had only recently came out at the time. By using common base programming scripts, the Illuminati could create thousands of monarch slaves, all with similar triggers and alters.
Cherry Tree Boy with 10 bits. Ah, yes, because creepy images and music mean, ah, it's all real. Yeah. They have no evidence for any of this. They're just gonna say stuff, and that's very annoying.
Today, most MK Ultra victims have some form of Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland programming. MK Ultra victims.
I'm just gonna report the video in general. I don't know. Report. Let me see. What could this be under? It's tough.
Have some form of Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland programming.
Yeah, that's Tim Burton and Johnny Depp. Looks like either at the premiere. No, probably not at the premiere. They wouldn't wear their. They're filming Alice in Wonderland, and it looks like the Obamas came to see it or something. They're spending a lot of time to, like, yeah, we can see it. It's the Obamas on the set of Alice in Wonderland. What about it? With unemployment over 10% in 2009, Barack Obama held an extravagant Alice in Wonderland party. He is a man of the people. I don't think it was exclusively an Alice in Wonderland party, considering, like, Deep Roy is here, and he's in his Oompa Loompa outfit. Like, he played the Oompa Loompa in the Tim Burton, he played the Oompa Loompas in the Tim Burton Charlie and the Chocolate Factory remake, and this is his costume from that. So I'm assuming it was a general costume party. Otherwise, why would Deep Roy be in his Oompa Loompa costume? Unemployment has been over 10%, by the way, since the COVID stuff. I believe it still is. And yes, Trump has gone golfing, in case you're wondering.
Disney's relationship with the government dates back to World War II, when the company was incorporated into the U.S. war machine, producing instructional videos and propaganda cartoons. Donald Duck starred in government-sponsored short films where he lambasted Hitler and the Nazis.
Yes, which is good, because Hitler's bad. Do the people who make this video not know this? Although a lot of these cartoons had some racist stuff. I don't know if you've seen some of these wartime cartoons. Hoo boy, the depiction of Japanese individuals Not good.
And even helped get more Americans to pay income taxes. But just how deep does this relationship go? And did it ever really end?
Basically every animation studio was part of this too. Warner Brothers also had a bunch of wartime cartoons. Propaganda was a huge thing in World War II. Like, this is not a conspiracy. This is not hidden. Everyone who knows about animation and wartime animation, even a little bit, knows this.
The connection begins with Walt Disney himself. Few know that Walt was actually working undercover for the FBI.
Source?
Reporting on suspected communist activities and anything else suspicious in Hollywood at the time.
That would be in character for Disney. He really, really hates unions. Disney, if anything, is a pretty big capitalist. He loves him some capitalism, and he really hated unions. So, like, I'd believe this, but again, you should do a source on that if you're gonna claim it.
In 1954, Walt was promoted to Special Agent in Charge, which means other agents
okay, that's definitely not true.
Actually reported to him.
Walt Disney, well, an unabashed capitalist, like, he was a busy guy, right? He had all his time in the parks and working on animated movies. He did not have time to work with the FBI on top of that. The guy was known to be like, he wanted things his way. There's no way on top of micromanaging the Disney park. I was going to say parks, but I don't think the second one had been built by this point. So let's just say Disney Park on top of all the Disney animated stuff and the Disney live action stuff when it got to stuff like Mary Poppins. Like, there's just no way he would have the time to be an FBI agent on top of this. Not to mention that there's no evidence he was an FBI agent. He was Walt fucking Disney. Daddy Sume with a bit. Say what you will about Joseph Goebbels, he could make very good movies in propaganda. Goebbels did propaganda, but like what's her name? Did like the famous Nazi movies, like Birth of a Nation, or not Birth of a Nation, sorry. Triumph of the Will was done by someone else, like a really famous filmmaker. She was famous for like pioneering certain things, specifically because the Nazi propaganda machine gave her so much money. What's her name? Hold on. Leni Riefenstahl. Leni Riefenstahl, that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, Riefenstahl was more the film person for the Nazis.
Might Walt have also participated in the MKUltra project that was going on at the same time?
Walt Disney was notorious for micromanaging literally everything his company did, yeah. He wouldn't have time to be an FBI agent on top of that. Would it surprise me if he, like, a few times was like, hey, government, who I have a previous relationship with because of the propaganda stuff, I have some communists I need to report. And there's probably people who, like, were trying to form unions within Disney. I'd believe that, but it's not like he was an FBI agent, right? He's just an unabashed capitalist who didn't like labor organizing and may have used the government to try and stop unions and stuff from forming in the Disney Corporation. Helena Bertha Amelie Leni Riefenstahl. Wow, long name.
Time involving Hollywood stars such as Marilyn Monroe. While we can't know for certain, Walt seems to have been the type who would have been allowed into the CIA's inner circle.
That's your evidence? We don't have any evidence of this, but we sure do think that he's the type. What does that mean? Why? Why would he be? What? He's busy thinking about Epcot.
There's nothing funny about the
He
tools
doesn't
of
have
capitalism.
time to do this shit.
He is widely believed by alternative researchers to have been a Freemason. Some even claim of the 33rd degree.
I mean, he may have been a Freemason, but again, as I've discussed multiple times, Freemasons are not some, like, Illuminati group that's secretly controlling the world. It's literally a fraternity for adult men who are not in college. It's a fraternity. It's like a men's club.
Walt was a member of Demolay, which is a youth feeder
Alternative
program
researchers,
into the Masons.
what is this shit?
And he created an exclusive club at Disneyland called Club 33.
Let's see if there's an explanation, because I know about Club 33, but I don't know if there's like a reason it's called that. Club 33. Oops. Club 33 is a set of private lounges located in 3 of the Magic Kingdoms, which are part of the Walt Disney Parks and Resorts. The first location of the private club is located in the heart of New Orleans Square within Walt Disney's original Disneyland. The club replaced the Disney Room of the Red Wagon Inn, now Plaza Inn, at the Central Plaza, where Mr. Disney would often personally host U.S. presidents, members of royalty and other heads of state, as well as various other dignitaries and celebrities. Hannah, does that count as ridiculous job title or field of expertise? Alternative researcher? Sure, I'll count that. While Club 33 has been publicized with abandon, blah, 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 the Disney company originally maintained the existence of private lounges with a high degree of discretion. Name. The official explanation states Club 33 gets its name from the address of 33 Royal Street in New Orleans Square at Disneyland. A rumor speculates that the name refers to 33 institutional patrons of Disneyland in 1966 to 67, when the club was being built and opened. Coincidentally, however, 33 is the year in which the constitutional prohibition of alcohol ended in the United States, just as Walt Disney's posthumous founding of Club 33 in 67 ended his previous prohibition of alcohol within the Magic Kingdom. So a variety of potential answers, none of which are that it's, related to the Freemasonry.
Whose membership list reads like a who's who of the Hollywood elite.
Yeah, it was like a private club in Disney. You had to be famous to get in there, or rich.
In her book, Transformation of America, Kathy O'Brien wrote of how she was repeatedly shown Disney movies and The Wizard of Oz as a child to condition her mind for the monarch programming she was receiving.
Everyone saw The Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland as a kid? Almost everyone. That's not an uncommon experience. I watched Wizard of Oz a lot as a kid, too. That doesn't mean I was brainwashed.
The Wizard of Oz, from my point of view, was that over the rainbow and Kansas was these radically different places that had pretty much the same characters but in a different form, one place or the other. And like my father would just be, whatever he was around the house, my father.
MK Ultra victims with Disney programming will often be upset.
Why are you talking over her? Is it because what she has to say doesn't necessarily jive with what you're saying?
Obsessed with Disney.
Would be, and over the rainbow, it would be something completely different. It would be a different setting, a different projection of it that was perceived over here. So it's, to somebody who's been severely traumatized, it makes illogical subconscious sense where it can be related to. And then you take something like follow the yellow brick road. You have to follow exactly where you're told to go in order to achieve whatever it is to arrive or to even get back home.
So this lady is either crazy or making things up for money. That's a shame.
Or whatever else, you have to do exactly what you're told.
This was no game. We had to read the maps and follow the directions that were encoded. We had our own language. It was cartoon character and Disney based. Then I read Kathy O'Brien's book and heard her testimony about how they delivered messages to each other that was cartoon and Disney based.
So Ryan Gosling liking Disney movies is also part of your evidence for this? A lot of kids like Disney. It's the biggest children's entertainment conglomerate in the history of the world.
Because look at this, look at this badge that Charlotte, can you see this? Can you see this? It's Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Which
Shia LaBeouf, yeah, he worked for Disney. He probably likes Disney movies. He's a human being. As much as Disney's an evil corporation, they make really good kids movies. Everyone likes Disney.
this film?
Yeah, it's not a game for me at all.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No, you're talking about some very serious stuff.
There's nothing funny about the tools.
Just like Marilyn Monroe, most, if not
Like X3, it's the best of the trilogy.
all Playboy bunnies are MK Ultra sex kittens.
Or they're models. One of the two.
This is especially true with
Oh, look, another butterfly thing.
former reality star Holly Madison. Her book titled Down the Rabbit Hole about her life at the Playboy Mansion is
It's called that because Playboy models are referred to as Playboy bunnies. So rabbits down the rabbit hole. You get it? Okay.
not only Alice in Wonderland themed, she appears in classic victim form, dressed as Alice.
Victim form? What are you talking about? And again, she might be dressed as Alice there. I feel like it's a little vague, but like if you want to claim that's her dressed as Alice, that'd be fine. Because the book's titled Down the Rabbit Hole, which is an allusion to Alice in Wonderland, and the reason they're alluding to that is, again, because Playboy models are referred to as Playboy bunnies, because it's the symbol of the magazine, is like a rabbit. Okay. Daddy Sume, sounds like furry innuendo, Hannah. Ooh. Cherry Tree Boy with 10 bits. Hannah, did you hear that Disney has something called the Autumn game where you date sexy men, but it's Disney themed? Personally, I hate it. It's called Twisted Wonderland. What? What are you talking about? What?
And displaying the Illuminati's sign of silence on the cover. Alternative researchers have long speculated
This is the Illuminati sign of silence. They couldn't think of anything better, I guess.
that Hugh Hefner's Playboy Mansion was involved in high-level sex trafficking and honeypot blackmail operations. Madison
it's a
now
dating
regularly
sim?
posts
Not
pictures of her
familiar.
daughter Rainbow Aurora, probably named after Sleeping Beauty, doing numerous Disney-related activities.
Yeah,
And
people like
dressing
Disney.
as Disney characters. She even took the newborn to Disney World and spent 15 grand on an exclusive Disney dining experience.
Yeah, rich people do that at Disney. She's rich. She's very rich. She does that. Rich people do that at Disney World. That's not a shock. People love Disney.
This is a prime example of the
Again, Disney's like an evil corporation, and I get that. But in terms of theme parks, Disney has the best theme parks on the planet. If you're rich, of course you're gonna go and spend that money and have a really cool experience at Disneyland. Let's see. Daddy Sume. Hateful Boyfriend, Hannah. Play that game. It's on Steam. Okay. MMO Addicted. If I was rich, I'd do it. Yeah, me. Same. Tucker White 24, I'll be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if what this person says about Hugh Hefner is true. I guess you would certainly need evidence, though. Like, I can't say I'd be shocked, but at the same time, like, you need evidence. You can't just claim someone's trafficking people. Hattiful?
the hereditary nature of the Monarch program and its value in the entertainment industry. For those willing to do a bit of research, the connections between Disney, mind control, and the sex industry are all right in the open. In 1985, Disney produced what many consider to be one of the most disturbing movies the company has ever.
Return to Oz is scary for children. There are creepy things in it for children. Not adults, though. Click the link. Okay. It's hateful. Oh, is this like a dating sim, but it's pigeons? It's a pigeon dating sim? That's funny.
Released. Return to Oz. Anyone familiar with MKUltra themes will recognize what this movie is all about. Not only is it
But wait, didn't you just say earlier that like the entire point of the whole Alice in Wonderland thing and the original Wizard of Oz was that it's like bright and colorful and fantasy world, and this one isn't. This one is like grungy and dirty, and it shows a dilapidated Oz. Like, isn't that the opposite of what you said earlier? It's amazing, you need to play it. I am not going to play a dating sim, even a parody one. That sounds awful to me. Bada bing, bada boom. Thank you for following. Welcome to the stream.
Wizard of Oz themed, which is a classic Monarch script, but it depicts the main character being electroshocked in a dingy mental asylum. Rather than colorful lollipops and munchkins, this film is set in a dark mental institute.
I mean, it's the framing device, but most of it takes place in Oz.
And many of the scenes are terrifying to children.
Yeah, it's like creepy for kids. It's a good movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
Return to Oz is all about a young girl being taken in to a psychiatric institute to be traumatized and programmed.
For those of you who haven't seen Return to Oz, let me explain the plot. This takes place after Wizard of Oz.
There's nothing funny about the tools
Even though the girl is younger than Dorothy in that movie because they're made by different companies. It assumes you know the story of the first Wizard of Oz, and this is like basically a sequel. Hold on. Antipodian Squid with 100 bits. The only dating sim I'm interested in is Love Me Colonial or Love Me Colonel Sanders. Oh god. Daddy Sume, Hannah, Dream Daddy dating sim. You get to date DILFs. No, I'm not playing a dating sim. That sounds awful. Anyway, so in Return to Oz, Dorothy's back on the farm. I think the Dust Bowl is still happening. I don't know. And, not having a great time. And she keeps telling her family about Oz. And, like, it was real. I went to Oz and met all these characters. And the family, of course, thinks she's crazy. So they end up taking her to, like, a mental institution to get care. But what do you know? It's the 1930s or something. And that's a bad time to go to a mental institution. So they try and, like, do horrible treatments on her, and she escapes and finds herself back in Oz to have another adventure. And at the end, she wakes up again like it was a dream, and the evil person of that movie has been defeated off screen. Very similar to The Wizard of Oz. So it's fine. It's just a sequel to The Wizard of Oz. It's got some creepy imagery, but it's intentional. It doesn't mean it's, like, nefarious. It wouldn't make sense to be like, let's broadcast the fact that we're evil and are secretly programming children. That would make no sense. Why would you do that? Why would you make a movie to broadcast your evil actions? That makes zero sense.
It isn't difficult to see how films such as these are used as an MKUltra programming tool. Peter Pan is another...
It is on Disney Plus if you want to check it out.
Disney
it's an alright sequel, it's fine.
Film commonly reported by victims to be used as a Monarch programming script. Recall Michael Jackson's affinity for all things Peter Pan.
Tucker White 24. Wasn't Return to Oz an allegory on some aspect of American culture like The Wizard of Oz was on the populist movement? Maybe, I don't know. I don't know that much about it. I don't know that much about the making or the themes. In terms of the Michael Jackson thing, Michael Jackson was into Peter Pan because Michael Jackson was kind of a weird dude, and by weird dude, I mean much more severe words that I'm not going to say on my stream. But he was, like, obsessed with, like, I don't want to grow up. I want to be a little boy forever. That's why he was into Peter Pan, because that's, like, a theme of Peter Pan, is you go to Neverland and you never have to grow up. That's why he's into it.
Perhaps some of the strongest...
Does this guy have any evidence at all? No, of course he doesn't. This is a QAnon channel.
Evidence for Disney's involvement in the secret Monarch program is the number of Disney-affiliated entertainers who seem to exhibit the signs and symptoms of trauma-based mind control.
No, not trauma-based mind control. You haven't even demonstrated that mind control is a thing. They're stressed out because they've never had the chance to live real normal lives or have real childhoods. We've seen this time and time again in child stars. It goes really badly for them.
Most notably, public meltdowns and personality changes. Shia LaBeouf, who has gone on to show multiple signs of being a Monarch victim. He starred in a music video by artist Sia, which contained obvious MKUltra symbolism, such as a giant bird cage. He has also had very public meltdowns.
Okay, he was a child star. Like, you can have trauma and developmental issues that are not caused by CIA mind control. You understand that, right?
At one point, Disney's Mickey Mouse Club featured Justin Timberlake, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, and Ryan Gosling in the same cast. What are the odds that so many of the kids would go on to be household names?
I mean, Hollywood is incredibly nepotistic, so I'd imagine the reason they got into it in the first place was probably because they had connections in Hollywood that were family members or something. So that's the correlation. It has nothing to do with, like, some sort of secret satanic thing. Antipodian Squid with 100 bits. True story, though. Scientologists, as part of their indoctrination, recite Alice in Wonderland from the book one-to-one to each other, up close, face-to-face, to learn how to control their tone of voice and how to speak to people in appropriate and not in all manipulative ways. Ew. Creepy.
Victims programmed with Disney mind control often wear Mickey Mouse ears to...
Okay, first of all, this woman worked for Disney. I forget her name, but this might be part of some sort of promotional material for Disney. She was under the Disney record label. Madonna's wearing a symbol of Americana, a mini headband or something. It's, like, intentional. I don't know what this is from. And that's just... Is that Lady Gaga with dyed hair? I don't know. Either way, it's an intentional fashion choice. Like, do you understand that Mickey Mouse ears are a thing in the culture that everyone recognizes? And of course, people are going to then take that and incorporate it and deconstruct it or juxtapose it with something in order to make a statement. Like, that happens with every symbol of Americana, from, like, Mickey Mouse ears to Elvis to a can of soup. Like, you know what I mean? You take a symbol of something and then you incorporate it in a way that makes you notice a juxtaposition. It's like a common artistic trope.
Signify their programming. Notice the shattered glass on the album cover of former Disney star Nick Jonas. Miley Cyrus is another Disney star who frequently displays mind control symbolism. Here she is in a...
All cages, no matter the context, mean mind control.
Bird cage.
I'd imagine when she puts these things in music videos, it's sort of thematically linking to the fact that a lot of her life she's felt like she's in a cage, that cage being like, I'm a child star. Not only am I a child star, I'm a child star at Disney, so I have to behave a certain way. Otherwise, the people around me get very angry because I have an image to uphold. Being a child star in many ways, even though you have a lot of privileges, you have a lot of money, also means that you are in sort of a cage, that cage being public perception of you, making sure that you stay on brand, whatever that brand might be. That's where the cage imagery is coming from. It's not mind control related. Tucker White 24. Ho-ho, the mouse controls all, Hannah. Ho-ho! Oh wait, let me do it in a Mickey Mouse voice. Ho-ho, the mouse controls all, Hannah. Ho-ho! There we go. Ashley Tisdale, that was the name of the woman, yeah.
There's nothing funny about the
Catalina Gearbox with $10. Does he mean Monarch from the Venture Brothers? Oh, the Venture Brothers got canceled, by the way. Did you guys see that?
Which is one of the most classic symbols used to identify members of the Monarch program.
No! Cage imagery is not a new thing. What are you talking about? You can't just say things. You can't just make up lies.
Disney is notorious for creating a hypersexualized image around its teen stars. Miley went on to shock the world with her lewd performance with Robin Thicke, who was wearing a classic MK Handler black and white outfit.
You have not demonstrated that the Handler outfit for MK Ultra is black and white. You can't just say things like they're true. This is why stupid people believe in QAnon stuff, by the way. Because their brain, when they hear someone say, like, this is this, They don't go, well, how do you know that? They go, oh, I didn't know that. Like, you have to question when someone is saying something outlandish without a source, why they're saying that. Ridiculous.
Joe Jonas has spoken out about what it is really like to work for the Disney Corporation.
Yeah, I'm sure it sucks. I'm sure it sucks a lot. But being awful, as we know Disney is, doesn't make them mind control Satanists.
And describes them as, quote, controlling puppet masters. Disney's theme parks also play heavily into the MK Ultra conspiracy. Author Fritz Springmeier claims an enormous amount of programming takes place at Disneyland and World.
Why? Why would they do their brain control stuff at, like, one of the most trafficked areas in the respective states that they're in? Like, do you know how many tourists go through Disney World every day? Why would you do your secret mind control in a place with so many people?
Victims themselves, such as Kathy O'Brien, have reported being taken to Disney parks for programming. In fact, in her book, Access Denied...
What's her name? Kathleen O'Brien? Kathleen O'Brien. Kathleen O'Brien? Kathy O'Brien, conspiracy theorist. Here we go. Kathy O'Brien, or Kathleen Ann O'Brien, born December 4th, 1957 in Muskegon, Michigan. Oh, no, she's from Michigan? That's a shame. Is an American conspiracy theorist and author who claims to be a victim of a government mind control program called Project Monarch, which she alleges was part of the CIA MK Ultra. O'Brien made these assertions in Transformation America and Access Denied for Reasons of National Security, which she co-authored with her husband, Mark Phillips. According to scholars, there is no credible evidence for O'Brien's claims, and there are numerous inconsistencies in her stories. What a shock, I tell you. I'm shocked! Shady Shroomy with 25 bits. Is it the Dole Whip? It's probably the Dole Whip that is the mind control juice. I understand that, yeah. You haven't been to a Disney park, you might not know what that means. In Transformation of America, O'Brien claims that as a child, she was first abused by her father, as well as by a network of child pornographers. Supposedly, she was then forced by the CIA to participate in Project Monarch. Yikes. Yikerinos. Let me see if there's, like, debunks. Has anyone debunked? I don't know what her specific, like, claims are. Oh, God. Do I have to do a debunk on this lady? Maybe save that for another time. Yikes.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Tucker White 24 with a bit. The only programming that goes on at Disney World is that you need to spend a shit ton to even ride half the effing rides. Wait, do they charge people per ride now at Disney? I haven't been there in like 8 years, if not more. Usually, when I went, you just pay a price and you go in and you ride the rides.
She describes Disney World as an epicenter of MK Ultra programming. The highly detailed, immersive rides create the perfect environment to make the alternate worlds of their programming come alive for the victim.
I was taken to military bases, I was taken to Disneyland, and I was taken to NASA, and I was put into a lot of the equipment that they use on astronauts and that they have there.
Fiona Barnett reports virtual reality simulations being used in her programming while underground at Disney World, and describes elite parties taking place after hours at the park.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Disney had specific, like, parties and stuff and access for really, really rich people. Let's take a look. Stuff you can do at Disney if you're rich.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
20 things to do at a Disney park if you're rich. Let's take a look. Tucker White 24 with a bit. They don't charge per ride, but the lines are so long that you need to pay for the fast pass. That's true. If I'm going to Disney, I'm getting a fast pass. I'm not going to wait in line with the plebs. I don't want to share this. Just let me read it. Let's see. 20 things to do at Disney Park if you're rich. 1. Premium VIP tours. If you're willing to part with $5,000, you can take an exclusive tour of Disney World that lasts for 6 hours. Admission to the park isn't included, though. That sounds awful to me. Why would I want to pay $5,000 to get a tour of Disney World? I've seen it. I get it. Backstage tour. Alternatively, you can pay around $300 a person to get a backstage tour that shows the magic behind Disney, how Disney works. I mean, that might be interesting if you're... I like theme parks, but not enough that I'm like, I want to spend $300 to see the dirty tunnels underneath Disney World. Like, I'm fine. I like the facade. The facade's what I like. I don't want to see behind it. Quite the opposite. More facade, please, Disney. Make me forget that I'm like... that I'm paying you money to show me all this crap. Never been to Disney. It's a fun time. Disney's fun. Go out to dinner with an animal specialist. At Sana in the Animal Kingdom Lodge, you can book a 4-course meal with one of the resort's many animal specialists. That sounds interesting, actually. Do you get to pick, though? Like, can I be like, I would like to speak with an ape expert who takes care of the apes? Or are they just like, here's Linda, she takes care of the echidnas. I hope you have echidna questions. Meet the dolphins, $200. You can have the privilege of swimming with the dolphins through the dolphins in-depth activity. You know what I hate about Disney recently? It seems like a lot of their experiences are behind a paywall. The same thing with Universal. Like the Harry Potter world, like there's a premium wand buying experience if you buy their super expensive wand. And at like the Star Wars land at Disney now, like there's a whole experience where you can build your own lightsaber, but it costs like $100 or $200 to do, and I hate that shit. I already paid to get into the park. You're really charging me for this crap? Ugh, anyway. Princess Tea Time. If you stay at the Grand Floridian, you can pay $235 for the privilege of taking one of your daughters for high tea with Princess Aurora. Meet Mickey in private. The cost for this will vary, but it's possible to book a private meetup between your little ones and their favorite Disney character. That's got to be very expensive. Victoria and Albert's Chef Table. The ultimate dining experience at the premier Disney restaurant that'll set you back $250 a head for a 5-course, 3-hour-long meal. Ooh, that's probably really, really good, though. Theme parks have, like, at their high-end dining stuff, have some really, really good shit. When's my birthday? March 12th. March 12th is my birthday. The dessert party. There would be no better way to cap off a day at Disney Park than by booking an exclusive and delectable dessert party. Disney weddings, which are incredibly expensive usually. Staying in the Cinderella suite. This is cool. If I was rich, I'd do this. Actually, you don't need to be rich to do this one. You just need to be lucky and win a contest. There's no amount of money one can offer to book this suite. Oh, I didn't know that. There's like one hotel room, for those of you who don't know, in the Disney Castle. This is true. You know the Disney Castle at the parks? There is one hotel room in it. And it used to be, I think they were building it for Walt Disney, but he died, I think, before it was completed. Anyway, they completely renovated it and turned it into a hotel room. And you get, like, early access to the park. You can enter the park an hour early, although none of the rides or anything are open. But you can still walk around and stuff, and the park is pretty much empty, so that's cool. And it's just, like, this really, really cool thing. It's neat.
Capitalism.
Epiphany Jane with 10 bits. My birthday is March 13th. We're birthday buddies. Presidential suite, $2,300 a night. Go out to dinner with an Imagineer. In Disney World, you can book a dinner with an Imagineer at Brown Derby or at Citrisos. That's probably pretty interesting. Yellowstone suite, $1,000 per night. You get it. There's a bunch of rich people stuff you can do. You can't drink in Disneyland unless you pay the high fees required to become a member of the exclusive Club 33. True. Or at Disney World if you're in the Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom, they let you have alcohol. Not in the rest of the park, though. Unless they changed the rules in the past 10 years or so.
And after that, I was taken to Disney World on the way home.
Oh, Catalina Gearbox with $5. I want to meet the evil queen. You should look up videos of her on YouTube. I think I've seen it before. All the Disney performers do a really good job. I'm sure they don't get paid enough.
Home and I just remember they did a bit of MK Ultra programming there.
At Disney World?
Yes, they see Disney.
Antipodian Squid with 10 bits because being drunk against unpredictable animals is a great idea. Hey, you got to go to that food and like beer showcase or whatever. I don't remember what they call it. Basically, Epcot. Oh, Epcot. You can drink at Epcot too. Did I say Animal Kingdom? I meant Epcot. You can drink at Epcot because they have the they have the futurist stuff at Epcot, but they also have, like, this area is the France area, and it's like a little mini France, and this area is the Germany, and they have food and drinks from all around the world. Antipodian Squid, oh, no, read that one. Shady Shroomy with 25 bits. In the Pandora Land, they sell alcoholic drinks. Okay. I haven't been, again, I haven't been there since they made that, so.
Disneyland was actually built, not just as a
Tucker White 24, I'd love to be rich so that I could get a private day at Disney World while the plebs are kept out and get nothing. Yeah.
theme park, but as a part of the MK Ultra program. And they use it, see, when they close the park, they use it for pedophile parties and for MK Ultra programming.
None of this is true, obviously.
And see, the programming has lots of Disney themes in it. So, you know, Snow White and Tinkerbell and, you know, Alice in Wonderland and, you know, Wizard of Oz and all this sort of stuff. They're all used. These are the themes they use on children. And so when they play the movies, like Fantasia, you know, is a classic programming film, which, you know, kids like me hate. Brings back terrible memories of.
Honestly, I feel like if you tried to program a kid with Fantasia, they'd just get bored. I get it. Fantasia's a great movie, and as an adult, I appreciate it. As a kid, I friggin' hated Fantasia. I thought it was so boring.
Growing up, etc. But all those programs, that's what they are. They're programs. So they only have to play those movies to us, or we only see something that reminds us in those movies. So we just have to see the outfit that Alice in Wonderland wore or whatever, and what it does is it reinforces the programming, and it reinforces those neural connections that they've created.
No, none of this is true. She's either lying or, like, had false memories implanted at some point. And I don't mean implanted, like someone did it intentionally, but, like, false memories can happen. But I'm on the side if I think she's just trying to make money with a scam.
Artificially, and keeps everything else.
Which is messed up, by the way. Can I point that out? Like, to lie and say that you've been not only abused, but, like, there's this big conspiracy about, like, abusing children. That's messed up. That's one of the most messed up things you can lie about, legitimately. Like, how dare you delegitimize actual cases of child abuse? It's so messed up.
Keeps the programming active. So it's like reinforces the trauma, reminds you of the trauma, it triggers you. That's what it's like. If we see these reminders of being absolutely brutally tortured, then it sets us off.
There's nothing funny
and it has the design.
Cotton Candy 903 with bit. If this stuff were real, Disney wouldn't ever let her be public about this. Yeah, she would have been dead a long time ago. Like, I'm not saying Disney has had people killed, but what I am saying is if Disney were so evil that they were, like, kidnapping and programming children with Disney movies, they would not be above hiring a hitman, and Disney would have the... Disney as a corporation, if they wanted to get someone killed, they would. I don't think they have, but they absolutely could. Like, it wouldn't be difficult.
Side effect on our brain. So there, while I was there, I mean, I just remember Ted Turner raping me there. Yeah, and there were other men there. I was very drugged, though, at different times. They drugged me, and they put me in that horrible teacup ride and spun me, and then, you know...
Okay, I don't mean to be this person, but, like, as someone who has gone through sexual abuse as a kid, that's not what I sound like when I talk about it, okay? And they're not taking you and putting you in, like, a teacup ride. That's not... No. Come on. This is the dumbest lie. Knock it off.
Put me through that It's a Small World after all, you know, ride. That was horrible. And I was drugged and just vomiting, and they used hypnosis. Yeah, that's what I remember, and then, I don't know, I don't remember the trip home.
Like the caterpillar becoming the monarch butterfly, victims are told they can become a celebrity. This is sometimes true. The CIA uses MKUltra victims in the entertainment industry as models, actors, and singers.
Yeah, Hollywood to me is really just has always been sort of a branch of the CIA, sort of the entertainment branch of the CIA. I think it's just...
Wait, I'm confused. Is Hollywood a branch of the CIA, or are they liberal Satanists? Because those things don't mesh, right? Because the CIA is very right-wing. So how is Hollywood a branch of the CIA, but also a left-wing, like, Satanist pit? That doesn't make any sense.
I think it's just been filled with...
Tucker White 24 with a bit. Let's be honest. You have to be Jeff Bezos rich to learn about the child slaves who maintain the upkeep of the park and learn how Disney was involved in the assassination of JFK. This is entirely sarcastic. Yeah, I got the sarcasm.
And you know, just laced with intelligence operations from day one, and mind control really kind of runs rampant in Hollywood among the, you know, musicians and the acting community. I think it's just everywhere.
Craziness. Let me see if I can figure out a way to just report the whole channel. Is there a way to do that? About... Report user. Report user. Doo-doo-doo-doon. Doo-doo-doo-doon. Let's say harmful or dangerous content. That sounds right.
There's nothing funny about
Let's say spam and scams. You get it. Hold on, I'll give you guys a link to do this in a sec, too. Here's a link. If you go onto this page and see this little flag, report the user. And let's get this channel deleted, because fuck this QAnon bullshit. I am so tired of it.